Well, greetings. Welcome to a very foggy, but it's not actually as wet as it looks, Mid-Ohio sports car course. We got the Mustangs out here for Mustang Monday. Nobody's sure what tire to take. The slicks seem to be okay, but we weren't as fast as we thought. I'm P8. Parrish is right in front of me, P7. Malone's just in front of him, P6. We're going to grid up, see how it goes.
I like the G, Kevin.
All right, we're getting ready to go racing here. We got a rowdy bunch in the Mustangs. It looks wet, but it's not that wet as it looks. So
Green flag.
we're on the slick tires. So are Malone and Parrish. We got people on the wet tires out in front of us.
Left side. Gate to the right. Still there.
Hold it together there, Thomas.
Stay on the right. Clear on the left.
Nowhere to go. Malone's getting hung out to dry in the wet.
Car right. Still there. Hold your line. Keep to the left. Still there. Hold your line. Stay on the left. Clear on the right.
Boy, that's some fun racing.
Left side.
Until I screw it all up.
Left side. Clear. Left side. Stay on the right. Stay on the right. Clear on the left.
Oh boy. Hold it together there, Freddie.
Right side. Keep to the left. Clear.
All right, we got to catch back up to Malone before him and Parrish make their way through the rest of the field. Once we can get some heat in these slicks, they will be faster than those wet tires. We just got to get some heat in them. Oh, well, we're back to 8th where we started. Looked like for a minute there we were going to make some headway, but looks like Malone's struggling for pace all of a sudden. why I keep missing shifts.
Fast flat position. The car in D3, just at the fastest lap, 38.683.
I think maybe wet tires were the right choice. Come on. We only got 9 minutes left. We gotta move. Oh, shoot.
Right side, clear.
Man, can't seem to get my shifting right tonight. Only 7.5 minutes now, and I've lost the draft pretty heavily. All right, we're making it up now.
You just hit the fastest lap. Car right. Clear on the right. Car on your left. Still there. Clear.
got to get some more heat in these tires. Malone screws up.
Keep to the right. Clear on the left. Car on your left. Clear. Let it drive.
Now I screw up and give it back.
Clear on the left. Car right. Clear on the right.
Dang, I tried to throw him off into turn one there, but it didn't work. This is some good racing. Oops. Missed my entry a little bit there. Why do I keep missing that shift? He's right there, folks. Can we catch him? Those boys out front, those wet tires have got to be burning up now. And we got full temp in our tires. Oh, Malone, I'm sorry.
The car behind is going off.
I think I gassed right into it. Sorry.
One
Let's
flag.
get racing for a minute there.
All right, last lap. We got to make up at least one more spot here.
Left side. Keep to the right. Clear.
David, this is where you can get that package last thing and then I reach you.
Yeah, this is it.
I mean, if you'd hurry up and do that, I'd appreciate it.
Car right. Clear.
Ah,
Good one, bro.
Nice pass there, Kevin. That was impressive.
Chicken flag, chicken flag.
Good race.
Nice job, solid work.
yeah, good defense there at the end, Thomas.
Yeah, that was dicey at the end. You were so on, right behind me there. I pulled with the pin.
Had to get pretty aggressive in traffic there. I wasted too much time waiting for the slicks to come in. But yeah, good racing, Chad, Max, crew. That was awesome.
Yeah, this is an interesting strategy with some guys on wet, some guys on slick. That was cool.
Definitely shook things up a little bit for Mustang Monday. All right, here we are taking the green flag on this one. We had some good racing here for the first lap. Was able to get on the inside of Malone.
It's just one of those things. We're both going a little wide on exit there. Yeah, no worries. Seems like the contact a little bit harder than what it looked like, but that was good hard racing.
Yeah, it was real fun up until that point. Just sorry that it seemed like kind of a netcode hit that spun you way harder than it should have. We had some contact with Malone later on. We're going to look at that in just a little bit here, but first we're going to look on the first lap here.
Hey,
I was able
Did
to
you happen to see me almost lose it on lap 6 right behind you?
get right in here, and
I was looking at that in the mirror.
I thought I was going to overtake both Parrish and Malone right off the bat, but Parrish sticks it out through the inside here, and it's pretty difficult to stay on the outside here. So we kind of sorted out for a second, and then I absolutely flub it.
It was like I was waiting for the tires to warm up.
Just flub it so bad right here. Get loose, get wide, miss a shift.
Yeah, I figured you were gonna.
And then,
I was on slick.
yeah, it was
I
bad
wasn't
news.
Doing very well on them.
And that was basically the end of the first lap race, and we get right back around Freddie Weaver as he gets super wide through turn 1. Takes a really unusual early apex there, and then gets out in the grass. And we're able to just kind of walk by him. And we quickly catch back up to Malone and the boys.
If it was more mixed instead of a 50-50 split, that would have been fun.
So Malone seemed to be really struggling into this corner for the majority of the race. I'm not really sure if he was just slowing down too early or what his strategy there was, but he didn't seem to have the same pace I did into that corner. And I was able to make up time on him there almost every time, it seemed like. But let's skip ahead here because we followed him around for a few laps. Thought I was going to lose him again. Yeah, right there again. You see, I almost went into the back of him here because he slows down so early for that corner. I kind of braked late for that one that time too. But got loose a few more times, fell back. Me, Malone, and Parrish are all still waiting for the slick tires to really come alive here, and they finally do in these last couple of laps, but there just wasn't enough time to make it up. And thankfully, Jason Hughes up here he's on the wet tires, so his tires start to become slower than ours here at the end of the race because our slicks have finally gotten some temperature in them, and the track's almost dry at this point. It looks way wetter out here than it is. The track's almost dry at this point, and so we're able to start pushing pretty hard. Thankfully, Malone gets held up by Jason through here, and gets really held up there. Almost goes into the back of him. And I believe this is the lap that Malone gets around Jason. And so he'll tuck it around the inside here. I thought I could get a run too by taking a kind of an alternate line through there. Didn't quite work out. And then Jason, as I figured, as I said, his wet tires are kind of falling off at this point. So I knew he was going to be fairly slow around the inside line here, but I took too wide of a line and didn't get a good enough run out of here. So not able, or I guess I still am able to get a good enough run here. And I do make the pass right here. So get it down this straight, no problem. That's another place where all the wet tires will just slow a car down in a straight line. So the slicks now are starting to come into their own, starting to get straight line speed on all the guys with wets on their car. And Parrish is getting shot of a shotgun right now. He heads straight for the front. And Malone and I end up battling back here. Malone just didn't seem to have the pace once the track dried up and the tires got a little warm here. He wasn't staying up with Kevin Parrish, so pretty much had to try to make a move, get around him. He kept missing apexes there, and we quickly catch back up to him here. A couple mistakes. For a minute, he catches back up to Parrish, and I thought it all was lost. I thought they were going to leave me in the dust, but again, we're able to close the gap big time into that corner and get right up on Malone's bumper. Reading his name, big bold print, right in the middle of his rear bumper. I did set the fastest lap in this race fairly early on, which was really surprising. And then Malone misses it here. I get inside. I thought I had him, but he's able to battle back as I screw it up coming into this corner. I went too deep. I should have just turned in earlier. Should have known he would have left the space, but I was leaving him plenty of space. And, well, we're still right here, ready to battle. At this point, Parrish is starting to check out. He's going after the leaders. Brock is way out front at this point. He's made good use of the wet tires while they were faster. I get inside there trying to throw Malone off a little bit, but ended up throwing myself off too much in the process, and he gets a good run out of there. I kind of thought I had lost him at this point again, but once again, through this corner, I'm able to close the gap quite substantially. He checks up hard right there at the apex. Not really sure what's going on. I don't know if he missed his downshift or what was going on there, but drifting it over the hill. Getting through this tight, twisty section. I still couldn't decide whether to use second or third gear through there most of the race. But either way, we're able to maintain some speed through here this time. Malone misses his apex again there, but still is able to pull out some pretty good exit speed. Parrish gets around Thomas Ballard out front, right through that section. So now he's up into third place, and Thomas Ballard's really starting to struggle on those wet tires at this point. After running a good race, sorry, he's not in third, he's in fourth now, but now he's looking to make a move on third. And he does end up making it all the way up to second place in this race, as he's really making some good moves. Yeah, I want to look at the pass he does on Chad McNeese, because it's a heck of a move. And at this point, all the traffic kind of coming together here ends up backing Malone back up into me again. Thomas Ballard doing the best he can, trying to wrangle those spent wet tires around this track. as this track's been mostly dry the majority of the race at this point, as evidenced by, I think it was on like the 3rd or 4th lap that I set the fastest lap at 1:38.45. And again here, I'm able to get on the outside of Malone because I knew he was slow into that corner. And we're door banging through the top of the hill. Very nice. He's still there on my inside. I leave him plenty of room, but he gets way over to the curb. I get a nice run though here. Able to hold the inside, a little bit of door banging there. Leaving plenty of room on this apex though. And then here, I'm a little bit deep, still leaving him room on the inside. Wash out. And then, it was just unfortunate that my car was snapping straight just as he was sliding into me on the exit. And, it's an unfortunate incident that puts Malone off, ends up putting him all the way back to 10th place, unfortunately. And did he hit the wall too? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he ends up hitting the wall and getting damage on the car. Yep. Not sure if he was even able to continue after that. But heading back up here, we're trying to catch the front runners at this point. Max Bauman holding on to it as best he can here. Finishes P6 after I get around him. We're able to make the move on him fairly quickly. But at this point, Parrish has moved all the way up around Chad McNeese. We got to take a look at that move because Chad even complimented it on him after the race. So take a look here. Looks like he's able to get the inside down this straight. Again, at this point, the slick tires are way faster down the straightaways. Look at this move under braking, diving it in deep, getting it slowed down, coming around the outside at the top of the hill. Very difficult to hold onto it here. But Chad's pinched to the inside, can't maintain the speed. And Parrish able to pull off the pass with no problem. And then we're able to do something similar back here after we take Malone out. Send him to the graveyard. All right, see ya. And then we end up coming up on Max Bauman here and make a nice tidy move on him as well down the straight. But hats off to Thomas Ballard here, putting up heavy defense at the end of the race. At this point, he knows the slick tires are faster than those wets. And, Max trying to chase hard into this corner. Ends up going a little too deep. Whoopsie. But, Thomas playing major defense through the last lap. And that wraps this one up. We'll check out the results. All right, here's the results of our Mustang Monday. Lost some safety rating in this one as I believe we got a 4X from that contact. No, we didn't. We only had 3 incident points, but our safety rating is really high right now, so that's the reason for losing that. We did gain a little bit of I rating, finished in P5 after qualifying on the slick tires was not the right choice. Should have qualified on the wets. They would have been able to get up to temperature a lot better. Brock Shoemaker, hats off to him for the win tonight. Kevin Parrish with an amazing drive going from P7 up to P1. And I take it from P8 up to P5. Unfortunate, the contact with Matt Malone there that dropped him back to P10. I don't believe... Oh, he didn't lose a lap, so he was able to continue going. But bummer there. It was somewhat netcode, somewhat just unfortunate hard racing incident. But we sorted it out there in the end. And always glad to race with these guys. And that wraps it up for Mustang Monday. If you like this kind of content, make sure you subscribe. And please hit that like button. We'll see you next time.